Coming at you live, we are cooking in Kevin's kitchen. What's on the menu today?
It's gonna be yummy. We got what my mom always called stuffed taters, or stuffed potatoes, however you want to say it. But it's basically a shepherd's pie that is in the potato shell, and that way you eat the potato skin and everything. So it's like a little boat instead of a shepherd's pie. So basically in this recipe, you're gonna need 4 big potatoes, this size. You want them nice and big. I got a little extra because I'm doing a little more, but the recipe that I'm telling you is going to be for what you're going to need for 4 potatoes. So 4 nice sized potatoes. You're going to bake those for about an hour at 375 or 350, about an hour and 15 minutes at 350, because you want them soft, and you want to pull them out and just let them cool till you can handle them. I mean, it's still hot because we want to melt that butter and everything. So what we're going to do is we're going to make mashed potatoes out of the inside of this. We're going to cut it and scoop the inside out and put it in. Then after the potatoes, you're going to need 1 pound of hamburger meat. You're going to need a can of sliced carrots. You're going to need a can of, that was the carrots. And you're going to need a can of French style green beans. And for the meat, you're going to need salt, pepper, Lowry's, and garlic. And then that's why you want a kind of a medium onion. This is a large onion because I'm doing all that. I'm actually doing 2 pounds of meat. For your mashed potatoes, you want about a half a cup or so of milk, depending on how much potato you have. I'm sure you know how to make homemade mashed potatoes, but you got milk, you got butter, salt and pepper. And I always use a whisk when I'm doing my mashed potatoes because I like it just a little bit chunky. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to get our meat ready and normally get it going. But I'm going to do this for the video real quick. We add our onion, right? And we're going to just brown everything is what we're going to do. And then when that's going, we're going to put our garlic and our spices in after that's done. So let's just pretend like our meat's ready. Put that aside and pretend like our meat's ready. Now, this is what we want to do here for the mashed potatoes and for the potatoes themselves. We're going to take and we're going to cut these. You want it the fat way, because if you do it the thin way, it won't be as good of a boat. So you want it nice and fat. So normally when you do baked potato, you slam them on the table and get them all soft. We don't want to do that because we're making boats like this. So you just cut that in half, and then we're going to take our spoon and we're going to scoop out the inside. But be careful not to break your shell. And I basically just work it like this all the way around. And you're going to leave a little bit of potato in there because that's what gives it its structure. But you want to come in after you get most of it out and do just like that. And we're going to set it aside. Set it in your pan that you're going to cook it in. So I'll go ahead and do another one so you can see. And then I'll take a break, get my meat done, and I will do these other potatoes and then show you what happens next. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. That way I can make my mashed potatoes and everything. So I'm sure you know how to make mashed potatoes. I just do that, and I put my butter in and let the butter melt. I put my salt and pepper, I start mashing. Then I add a little bit of milk at a time, and I just whisk it up, a little bit of milk until they're just however consistency you like. You can either have them thick or kind of thin if you want. It's really whatever you want. So that's really all the ingredient. Oh, I forgot. In the top, you want some good old cheddar cheese or some double cheese like this. We're going to put that on the very top. So when this boat is done, we're going to put the meat mixture in. We're going to put a layer of green beans, a layer of carrots, and then we're going to take our mashed potatoes and scoop and put it all on the top like that. I'll show you how to do it. Put them back in our pan. We cover the whole thing with cheese. We put it back in the oven and we cook it just till the cheese is melted. So we're going to take a break. I'm going to get my potatoes done, my meat done, and we'll be right back at you. All right, we're back. We browned our meat and cooked the onions and all that, and we drained it. So we got our meat ready. I did the mashed potatoes. You can see how it is right here. You just want regular mashed potatoes. However you like them, doesn't matter. I like it a little thicker for this recipe, but it's whatever you like I said. Okay, we have our carrots drained, and we have our green beans drained, and we have our pan ready. I have my oven set at 350. So here we go. We're going to take some of this meat. And depending on how deep your shell is, depending on how much meat that particular potato gets. But you want about that much. Okay? And we're going to put in some green beans. Put as much as you like or whatever, but this is how basically I do it. Right there is perfect. And so I just do them each individual. So now we're about at the top, and then we're gonna put our carrots on like this. Just gonna lay them out on there. Okay. There's some little ones here. Now we take our mashed potatoes, and we just start spreading it. So I go like that. Then I use the back of my spoon, and I start working it. It does get a little messy by the time you do a whole bunch. I'm only doing 4 for the video, so maybe I won't get too messy. Okay, so look at there. Absolutely perfect. See that?
Looks good.
Okay, we're gonna put it in our pan. We're gonna go to our next one. I'll go ahead and do 2. And then we'll show you. Well, I can do 2 and then put the cheese on. That one had a little much. Green beans. It's basically shepherd's pie, but I like to eat the shell, and it's just the way my mom did it, and so I like to eat the shell. If you don't like to eat the shell, you can just make shepherd's pie. It's all the same thing. But I use a fork and a knife, and I just cut it, and we top it off with a little bit of sour cream. If you have chives, you can put it on there, which I don't have tonight, but you can dress it up any way you want to. So we always put a little bit of sour cream on it, just like you would a baked potato.
Looks amazing.
Yeah. Okay. Find another one for right there. Push it down, see how that is? And take a pretty healthy scoop, and if you go like this, you can get it that first time. You see that? And that's the trick of doing these taters, just like that. And then you just work it. And by the time you're done, you will probably be all the way out of mashed potatoes. At first, you're like, that's too many mashed potatoes, but trust me, by the time you get to the end, it's usually the perfect amount. Okay, there's 2. So, I'm gonna go like that, and just show y'all real quick. I gotta fit 4 in here, so I'm trying to get this one sit up straight, just like that. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna top it with cheese. And then we pop it in the oven, and we only do it until the cheese is melted. So it doesn't need to be in there but 7-10 minutes. You want about that much cheese on each one. Make sure you get it all covered. And they're yummy. You can only eat about 2 of them. That's all me and Karen can eat. But I always make them for a couple days. Okay. So we're going to put that in the oven until the cheese is melted, and then it's time to eat.
Woohoo!
Yeah, we're going to put them in the oven and melt that cheese, and it's going to be time to eat. Go on and get you some stuffed taters, or stuffed baked potatoes, however you want to call it. We call them stuffed taters, but it's shepherd's pie in the shell. Get you some.